Hello, I'm Papia. In this problem, we will evaluate a limit. And the limit is limit as x approaching to -3, and the function is x squared minus 9 divided by x plus 3. So remember what we do in order to evaluate a limit. What is the first step? Well, you directly substitute the x value in the function and see if you get an answer. If you do, that's the limit, right? So let's try that. Let's do a direct substitution. All right, so x equals -3, plug it in, right? Let's first figure out what happens to the denominator, because the problem can arise right there. Since this function has a denominator and you plug in this value, it could be that you get a 0 in the denominator. So let's see what happens. When you plug in -3 for x, you get -3 plus 3. And you notice right away, this is 0, right? Since the denominator is 0, there will be no value by direct substitution. So question is, what does that mean? Does it mean that the limit does not exist? That means this function is approaching to infinity or negative infinity since the denominator is getting so small, right? Well, that will be the answer depending on what happens in the numerator. So let's also see what happens if we plug in -3 in the numerator. So you will get -3 square minus 9. -3 square is +9. +9 minus 9 is also 0. Notice, this is 0/0 form, which is an indeterminate form. So we cannot say right away that the limit does not exist or does exist, okay? We have to do something else. We have to try to do some kind of algebraic manipulation to this function itself and then see what the answer will be. So let's try something else. Notice that these are just polynomials in the numerator and denominator. So we can do some kind of algebra with them, right? What I mean is, notice numerator is x squared minus 9. 9 is 3 squared. So this is a difference of squares. And you know that you can factor, right? So let's do that. You can factor the numerator. And what are the factors? So x squared minus 3 squared, the factors are x minus 3 and x plus 3. And you divide by x plus 3. So note, we get the same factor x plus 3 in the numerator and in the denominator. And you obviously want to just cross it out, right? You want to cancel it. Just be careful when you're canceling. See, we cannot cancel 0/0, like we could not do that up there, right? So make sure that this factor will not be 0, and then you can cancel it. Now, remember what the main concept of limit is. The concept that x is approaching to -3 means x is getting close to -3, but never actually reaching that value -3, which means x plus 3 will never be actually equal to 0 at any point. And that's why you can cancel out this factor. As soon as you cancel that out, see, the problem was created by the factor x plus 3 in the denominator is not there anymore. And so we will have to evaluate the limit as x approaches to -3 of just x minus 3. And since there is no denominator at all, you can just directly substitute. X equals -3, so you get -3 minus 3, and that is -6. So even though it seemed at the beginning that we had a 0/0 form, denominator was 0, still this function is actually approaching to -6 as x is approaching to -3. Thank you.